there was this migration away from R.A. Long. 4 years ago, we closed the boundaries again and started swapping one for one. So now we have the kids that belong in this building back in the building, and actually our schools are essentially the same size now. My daughter's class graduated year before last was about 150 kids bigger than our senior class. So we kind of put an end to that, and we have our kids that are in our boundaries coming to our school.
And I missed you this one.
This is Rollie Johnson. He was the former principal here. He was here for 25 years. And
I was Rich's principal.
Yeah.
In fact, he hung out.
And this is Jim Reeves' son.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
He hung out at our house a lot with our boys. So.
How many are graduating each year?
Graduating each year, out of a starting class, probably about 85% of them.
Well, I mean, how many people? How many?
We'll have about 220 this year.
Oh.
So when I got here, our graduating class, my first year with the boundary thing was about 140.
Wow.
We'll be up to about 220.
And how many transition for college or some kind of business school or trade school? How many go on to something else?
I don't have that number, but I would venture to guess it's right around 60% do post-secondary. Some of them take some time. You know, the job, when you get a job in Longview now, these kids are kind of enamored by money, and so it's hard to leave that money and jump right into junior college. We have a lot of kids that are attending Lower Columbia. It's not up there anymore, but a back hall, when we get a letter of acceptance for kids, we make a giant poster for them where they're going. So we had probably 60 posters up there, the kids that turned in their stuff that were going to four-year university or into the military.
What's your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge? Well, there's probably two.
The Alumni Association.
Yeah, the Alumni Association. Yeah, W3. I think the biggest challenge is teaching kids how to persevere. We live in a society that is fast food service. You just get it like this, and kids don't understand that a diploma takes 4 years. And so teaching them perseverance and stick-to-itiveness and all those kind of traits, that's one thing. And I think the other thing that Rollie and I were just talking about it is bringing back the perception of this place, like when you guys were going to school. We get some bad ink sometimes, but I think that's really shifting to this is the place to go to school. It's an awesome place. I didn't appreciate it, I don't think, when I went here. And I've learned so much more being back, and the nostalgia of this building, the people that walk in, and the success that was bred in this building. It's tremendous.
When did they change the doors?
During the remodel.
During the remodel?
83. 83, I came here in 82. When I took the job in 82, one of the first tasks I had was to meet with Roger, who was the district maintenance guy, and we bought or rented 22 portables. And those portables were put out back in the Monticello parking lot in Anchorage, and then the building was evacuated, and we went into 3 years of remodeling the building. Yeah, we used the cafeteria with no windows, can you imagine? For a long time. We used the cafeteria, but everything else was in portables, everything. And we also used a couple of churches for classrooms, used Olympic, Monticello. But anyway, that was 3 years, and it's real interesting about those 3 years because something came to light then that I thought was wonderful. We had a strong student council. The kids talked about the ink that was coming down from the press, and I'm not going to get into that. I'll keep this real positive today. But anyway, what happened was the kids said, Mr. Johnson, this just goes on and on about R.A. Long. And R.A. Long is just a building. What R.A. Long is us. You're absolutely right. So we made big buttons and they had on them that R.A. Long is not a building, it's the people within, students. And they were very proud of that. And Rich has just carried on with that tradition. Interesting about, I'll say this and we'll go inside. Interesting about a principal, people have all kinds of perceptions about what principals do and what their job is. Carry the big stick and walk all that garbage. The truth of it is, principals are no different than our head custodians. None. We are service people. Our main job is to hire people who are skilled and can teach. That's our main job. Our second job is to make sure that those people have all of the needs they need in order to do the job And of course, our third is to make sure the kids are learning. Oh, that's our job. We're support people. That's it. Totally. I could teach. Well, I could teach English, but I certainly wouldn't want to. I know I couldn't teach science or math, and my secretary could tell you I couldn't teach math. So can Rich. But anyway, that's what our job is. So we talk about what his basic needs in terms of what he focuses on. It'll all come back to one of those three every single time in some way.
Always kids.
Yep. Okay, let's go into the head remodel. All the casework on the top and bottom was cut away and was stored, and then when the ceilings were dropped down, all the casework was put back on again. Okay, let's walk on that way. A lot of things have been done, cosmetic things, but a lot of it's still here that's always been here, such as one of this. You see a lot of that. The principal's offices are all down on the inside, the main office. This is the guidance office. You're welcome to poke your nose in there and take a look. See a hand up? Yes. The old tables are still here. They were purchased in 1923. Now, refurbished, they couldn't save the tops, but the rest of the tables were all saved, brought them back, and of course they're still here. Come on in, guys! But you can see that in here, as well as the auditorium, the ceilings were all hand painted. And they're just gorgeous. It's a phenomenal facility. You can see the shelving around the library aren't like they used to be. They don't have the books because of internet, because of everything's online. But I want to tell you a story, so listen up. When we were finishing the remodel, the last thing they did was they did the steeple. And Rich and I were talking about it today. They did the steeple, which is directly above us. And they did a wonderful job. They used big girders and huge pieces of iron. One day, the librarian was sitting, she had her desk different, and it was back quite a ways. She was sitting back here, and there were 3 students standing here. The contractor accidentally dropped a girder, and it was 12-inch I-beam, is that correct? 12 inches, what, 3/4 of an inch thick probably? A little more. Tons? 40 feet long. It was 40 feet long. Accidentally dropped that thing. It came right through that ceiling and it landed right here. And it stuck in the floor, clear down on the floor, and then it was so long it wouldn't allow it to fall over. And there it was. All these kids were here, the library was here. I all passed out when I came up here. But anyway, that happened and they did a wonderful job of reclaiming the ceiling. But that's the only incident I can think of. All those years, 3 years during that construction, we didn't have a problem with contract. Of course, I was on those guys all the time because girls, they're young ladies. They're not little kids anymore, and we had all these guys working in here. They were just wonderful. The kids were wonderful. They coexisted. It was a marvelous experience for all of us. But anyway, that happened in here. So you get a chance, you can kind of look around here. The one place, well, we'll catch it as we go around. Okay, we'll catch I want to show you a room on the end over here. But anyway, you're welcome to look around here a little bit.
What is that? That's Robert Long.
That's our Long.
How old is the photo? Is it
It was here when I came. I have no idea.
That was put in about the time the school opened.
No,
As well as this is called the Green. Wow. And the Alumni Association paid for restoration of all the pictures.
including the one downstairs. Yes. Okay, we're going to go back out. We're going to the right. So, folks, let's up this. If you see him, remind him of that. Poke your nose in there and take a look. That floor's been done.
So where was Arlie and John?
He was long before my time. This is an area that Rich has come up with, Rich and Ty Morris, and it's just wonderful. They tried to gather some of the archives together and get it in a room, and that's what this is. So we can't stay here long. I know you want to go through every single publication, but we can't. So take a trip around, take a look, and it's kind of like a
Scrap
little
ones.
Oh,
There's
yes.
an annual from at least one annual from every.
So go ahead.
Except for 42 to 45.
When would
64, I pulled them out.
Are there some?
There were 2, I pulled them out, put them on the table.
Okay, okay.
when would the archive room be open to us?
Just call me.
Oh, okay. During school days?
Just call and if you want to come hang out with me again.
That's the archive room.
It was. Oh, yeah, I cut it off right before graduation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
I just didn't remember.
yeah. Didn't
Looks like we need to work on our album.
Yeah.
And put it on. I think it was a small. I tried to button it. It looked like some kind of a comic character.
Oh my gosh, somebody did this? 64. You didn't know that?
So this was a major project of the Alumni Association.
Royalty. Nancy, is she ever, where is she? Carol Oxford. Is that Judy? No.
I think my brother's in that one.
I'm not sure.
Jerry Smith.
Robin volunteered.
That's what we were trying to decide.
Well, that's a little different than the annual, probably.
Look at this. I found this. Gretchen, now she didn't Gretchen was a year behind us. Gretchen Huffines?
Hey, Jerry, turn around. See that one hack?
Yeah, I do.
Stolen.
No thanks to me, that.
And you see names on there that some of them have an extra marks after
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to use it.
No, you wouldn't want to get a hack from him.
The old hack paddle.
Valves and open heart surgery to fix the valves and he had a stroke afterwards.
They're tall, I should know
Okay, so Paul Dennis is that and this guy.
That's Tom Price, isn't it?
The old scrapbook.
Paul Dennis, Chris Berry, Sue Phillips, Richard, Charlotte, Tom.
48. Okay, when that happened, this building was just kind of going back and forth as all the buildings in town were. That's when they came in and they put these beams right in the middle. Those did not exist prior to that. That's the only thing that's been done in here, other than the kitchen is all state-of-the-art. It's a beautiful kitchen. That's the only thing that's been done in here. Now, when I came in on 82 and we did all the reconstruction, I had the lights sent to San Francisco and they were all refurbished, all new wiring and everything, and then sent back. All the lights, the side lights, everything. But other than that, everything's exactly the same. Clocks, everything is the same. Yeah, the TV's the same. Okay.
Okay, what about the lumberjack?
Oh, the lumberjack, I'm sorry. I apologize, I was going to tell you. We had a counselor here a number of years ago. She's from Montana, and her brother, or her father and brother, she said they want to do a carving, chainsaw carving of a lumberjack. And I said, oh, okay. Well, that, I thought, you know, we're talking a little like a bear or something. Well, this monster comes in on a four-wheel trailer, and anyway, it's been a good addition. It's still here. And
No one took it.
now they did a Jill too, and I think the Jill is over in the gym. I don't know about an old one. We didn't.
There was an old one.